Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Thanks for being here. Today's Red Mic message, the second moment. Everybody loves the big moment, the win, the trophy, the spotlight. That's the easy part. What's hard is both the loud and the quiet moments after all of that, when it doesn't go your way. You may remember a while back, Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia had his moment. He was a Heisman finalist. That's not just good, that's elite. But he didn't win. And in the moments after that moment, he let fly. It was just stream of consciousness, word vomit. He was not happy. He let everybody know. Social media post, a few words aimed at the voters, an after party moment that didn't scream gracious runner up. At that point, they weren't talking about him being a runner up. They were talking about him being a bad loser. Now, some people will say that a bad loser is just a good loser. I disagree with that. How you lose can be very informative. And his reaction was bad. Now, he came back the next day with an apology. He said the right things. He took responsibility. He gave credit where it was due. But honestly, some apologies feel like, yeah, you're owning it. Others feel like you're trying to clean up the mess. And that's what I felt. And I don't know about you, but a lot of people felt that he was just trying to do damage control. I don't think you get judged by your prepared statement. You get judged by your unfiltered moments. That first reaction, that's the one that most people are going to believe. Everything after that is like water flowing uphill. It's hard. Now, of course, he's not the prototype quarterback. He's not the 6'4", 230-pound rocket arm quarterback that walks into the draft and everybody's like, yeah, he's a first rounder. He's closer to about 6 foot, 200 pounds, really good arm, good leader, but not elite. He's a playmaker, but he's not a pure pocket cannon passer, right? He's got more grit than actual measurables. He won in different ways. I mean, he played at Vanderbilt, for goodness sakes. I mean, they're not exactly a powerhouse, but he did amazingly well there. He's got timing, he's got instinct, he's got competitiveness, he's got edge. And when you're built like that mentally and physically, you don't get margin. You don't get a we'll figure it out. You get evaluated harder, scrutinized faster, filtered quicker. So let's fast forward to the draft. Same guy, same production. But now the conversation isn't just about what he can do. It's about what he's not. They brought up his arm strength, his size, his ceiling. And then layered on top of that was composure, leadership. How does he handle adversity? And that's, when the draft came around, all of that came back up and he didn't hear his name called. That's never just one thing. There's always layers. But when you're already fighting uphill physically, it can't afford that extra self-inflicted weight against you. You may have seen he's still going to get a shot. He got a walk-on deal with the Ravens, I believe. But he's undrafted. He's going to have to earn it really the hard way, the long way. And unfortunately, that's often the way guys like him physically have to take. He's got to stick to the physicality, the mental part of the game. He's got to make sure that people equate his first actions, his first reactions with who he is, because that draft thing, that Heisman thing is going to keep coming back and biting him on the keister otherwise. When you don't have the prototype size, prototype arm, prototype margins, you'd better have prototype composure. So far, he hasn't proven that. Anybody can act right when things are going well. That's not leadership, though. That's just default behavior. Leadership shows up in the gap between what you wanted and what actually happened. And if you don't have those prototype advantages, that gap matters a lot more than maybe it should. And I've seen this in government and the private sector, on the sidelines coaching kids, the promotion you didn't get, the deal that fell through, the recognition that went to somebody else. If you're already the non-prototype in the room, different background, different style, different path, different college, different pedigree, different family, you don't get the luxury of losing control in that moment. And fair or not, that's the game. You don't build your reputation on your best day. You build it on your response to your worst day. So if you're trying to overcome something, size, resume, perception, your response carries even more weight. So when that moment comes, and it will, you've got two choices: react or respond. One feels good for about 30 seconds. The other might be the difference between getting your shot or watching somebody else take it. So remember, again, the first reaction is the real one. Everything after is judged against it. When you're not the prototype, discipline matters more, not less. You're not going to get that extra margin if you're fighting against perception. So emotional control is your competitive advantage. Because remember, self-inflicted mistakes hit harder when you're already under evaluation. So take your shot, but make it a good one, because you might not get that second moment. And what you do after the loss, that's the crucible, man. It's going to burn away everything. And that's when people are going to see who you really are. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you're able to use some of these things in place in your own life. I appreciate you being here. Today's a little hard for me. It's my dad's birthday. He would have been 78. So if you knew Gary Fortner, say a prayer. We'd appreciate it. Think good thoughts. There's a lot of badness going on right now, too. The psychopath, there's no way to call him anything else, who thought he would march into the correspondence dinner with, I've read, at least 2 guns and several knives, apparently had a manifesto of sorts. Man, we got to get past all of this. You know, I didn't like Biden. I know a lot of people didn't like Biden. I didn't see anybody taking a shot at him. Why is that the default response for this president for so many people? There's a brewery up in Wisconsin where the guy is selling shirts. Basically, it's saying free beer day when Donald Trump is no longer around. I'm not talking just in the office. He's talking physically on this mortal coil. That's crazy, man. We've got to get past this crap. We got to do better. All of us. I've pared back posting on politics a lot. I used to post a lot, and then during Lent, I gave it up completely. I'm dribbling some of it back out again. But there's a difference between a difference of opinion politically and wanting someone physically no longer on this earth. We got to figure out that rot, man. We got to get it out. Doesn't belong in a civilized society. Sorry to get heavy at the end here, but we got to do better. Anyway, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'll see. Don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon.